This is session number 5, and Billy is staying with me. And he's acting a little into it, not totally into it, but you'll meet Billy at the end. Because he is into it, and you're going to learn about him. But let's just review about Dennis. Dennis gets turned on by difficulty. So do you get turned on by difficulty? Let me give you a brain teaser. This is the Roman numeral 9. By using one line, make this 9 into a 6. So this is the Roman numeral 9. By using one line, make this 9 into a 6. Now, you could pause it. You could take as much time as you want, but stop right now. I don't want you to solve it right now. I want to know what's on your mind right now. Are you saying, oh, don't tell me the answer. I want to figure it out on my own. You're fascinated, or, oh, I hate brain teasers. So what are you right now? Oh, don't give me that. I hate doing these things. Frustration, or, oh, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this on my own. Just like the tic-tac-toe young woman. She was into it. So, if you want the answer, stay with me. If you want more time, just pause it. That wasn't too hard, was it? But right now, the little voice in your mind says, you said a straight line. No. I didn't say a straight line. Rewind the tape. I didn't say a straight line. But you see how we... So, just to review. I just gave you a problem. And you get fascinated or frustrated. If you get frustrated, the chances of you getting the right answer are slim. If you got fascinated, the chances of you getting the right answer are great. So frustration beats fascination every single time. So you're going to have problems. There is no doubt about that. And one of my problems is to give you just the right information you need. So for the rest of your life, not only do you win, but you're a winner. And you never cross over into the loser's bracket. Ever, ever, ever. So, what's one of the differences between winners and losers? One of the differences is winners talk to themselves and losers listen to themselves. Let me repeat that. Winners talk to themselves and losers listen to themselves. Do you realize there's a little voice in your mind? When I ask you the question, do you realize there's a little voice in your mind? If some little voice says, there's no little voice up here, that's the little voice I'm talking about. We all have this little voice in our mind that talks to us thousands of times every day. And we're not quite sure, what the little voice is going to say. But one thing I could almost predict is most of the things the little voice says are negative. You know why? Because the purpose of our brain is to survive. And our brain wants us to be cautious. Oh, don't take that chance. Oh, don't do that. Oh, don't jump off that. You know, our brain wants us to be cautious. And if you want to be a winner, you can't be super cautious. So winners talk to themselves. Because you have control over what you say to yourself, you have very little control over what the little voice in your mind says to you. So here's an exercise, and I want you to start doing this 250 times a day. So put your right hand in the air. And the affirmation is, I can do this. But in addition to just saying the words, I want you to kinesthetically anchor it. So when you say I, put your index finger and thumb together. Can, middle finger and thumb together. Ring finger, baby finger. I can do this. I can do this. Now, when you're alone, say it out loud. But don't go, I can do this. No, I can do this. I can do this. You have to do it with enthusiasm. And you do it, if you're waiting in line at the supermarket, just do that enthusiasm. You don't have to say it out loud, or they'll call the police, but I can do this. I can do this. Say it to yourself. I can do this. And I want you to take reps. You know how you have reps in sports, repetitions? You have to do this every day. Hundreds and hundreds, at least 250 times a day. And then when you have that problem and you say, oh my God, I'm not going to be able to do it, you do it. You say it and you do, and that will get you into that I can do this state. So just to review, winners talk to themselves, losers listen to themselves. We are going to teach you how to program your brain. Just like You become better at sports by doing over and over and over again. Billy, what were you, a pitcher? How much pitching practice did you have in your life? You know, you probably threw hundreds and hundreds of, you know, if you're on the swimming team, the first time you jump into the pool wasn't the first time you jumped into the pool. Hopefully, you know, for competition. So the thing is, a lot of us, we do hundreds of thousands of reps physically, and we do no reps mentally. He said, well, how are you feeling? Oh, I hope I feel good. I hope I'm ready. No, don't hope. Start doing reps. I can do this. 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 Over and over and over again. Will this work? Well, that's how your mind works. You do the reps, and a thought becomes a belief. And a belief becomes a core belief, something that you believe in your whole heart. One of the things I believe in my whole heart is I am going to dramatically affect your life by doing these sessions, because I've been studying this stuff for over 50 years, and I think I know what you need. Now, I might be totally wrong, but the one thing I know about myself is I totally 100% believe it. So every time I teach a class, I believe I'm going to change my students' lives. Now, do I have much documentation that I have? No, not at all, but that doesn't affect my belief. Let me end with one story. Back in, I'm not sure what year, Pete Rose, one of the great major leaguers of all time, was chasing Ty Cobb's record for most number of hits in a career. Well, way back then, before computers, we read something called newspapers. And every sports section in the country would have like a little box, Pete Rose countdown. Pete Rose needs 60 hits to break Cobb's record. Pete Rose needs 40. So he was down to 14 hits. Pete Rose needed 14 hits to break Cobb's record. Now, over a 20-year career, Pete Rose had a 300 batting average. He hit 300, meaning 3 times out of 10 he got a hit, but 7 times out of 10 he didn't. So one day a sports writer said, hey, Pete, you need 14 hits to break Cobb's record. How many at-bats will you need? What do you think he said? Well, let's see, I'm a 300 hitter. He said 14. 14. See, on paper, he had 20 years of evidence to get him to believe that he was a 300 hitter, but in his mind, he believed he was a 1,000 hitter. And every time he didn't get hit, freak of nature. And you know what? That's not just Pete Rose. If you're walking down a corridor at school today and you trip, maybe even fall, do you say, I have to go to a chiropractor, there's something wrong with my gait, get me an orthopedist? You say, it's a freak of nature. If at lunch today you bite your tongue, do you say, oh my God, what's wrong? Get me to the dentist. It's a freak of nature. We all have mishaps. We don't have to make a big thing out of it. But in sports, one strikeout, I'll never get a hit for the rest of my life. Be a Pete Rose. Think of yourself as acting as if it were impossible to fail. I can do this. I can do this. And it all starts with how you talk to yourself. Not how you listen to yourself, how you talk to yourself. That's the end of this session. I hope you don't go on to the next session until you do a couple hundred reps. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. And in the end, you won't just think you could do it. You will believe you could do it. And crossing the bridge from thinking to believing is the difference between a winner and a loser. Losers, oh, I think I can do it. Winners believe they can do it. Believe it. Session over.